Hello everyone. So today joining me is a very senior lawyer from the UK. She is a barrister Qureshi, barrister Amber Qureshi, and she has 14 years of experience working as a qualified barrister in the UK, and she'll be sharing her work experience with her, and then she'll also be sharing her vision and her plan for bar representation. So welcome to the show.
Hi, everybody. It is such an honor to be live here with all of you. Thank you so much, Irfan Saab, for having me here today. I would take this opportunity to invite everyone to cast their votes on the 16th of October. We're having our ballots drawn, and that is the date when you will have an opportunity to cast your vote to make a decision as to how the next 4 years would act out for you and for prospective barristers as well.
So,
So,
so when we talk about casting the vote on 16th of, is it October?
yes, it's the 16th of October. Yes.
Okay. And who is eligible to cast a vote for the bar representation that you are contesting for?
So, because this election is for Lincoln's Inn bar representation, so it's open to all members of Lincoln's Inn. So, it's not necessary that you have started your bar course. As long as you're a member of the inn, you can cast your vote. You need to register it
Okay.
though.
Okay, okay. So I think the audience would really like to know your vision and your plan as a bar representative. Once you are elected, how you can, like you said, the vote is how they can have an impact on their lives. So I want to start with asking about your experience working as a qualified barrister for 14, mashallah, 14 years in the UK. So how has been your experience, and if you can share a bit about that with us?
Yes, sure. Like any other teenager with dreams, I started my law degree and then I was done with it in 2003. And I had applied for my membership with the Lincoln's Inn and I had come to do my bar here. Now, the thing is, which happens with most of the prospective barristers and the problems that I will come to later on in the discussion. I was called to the bar in 2006. They were mending the Great Hall, so I decided to, postpone my call because I wanted it to be in the Great Hall. And after that, I did not know what awaited me because, like so many prospective barristers, I had come here, I had no experience, I had no contacts, I had come from Pakistan and with limited exposure, which is a situation that affects overseas prospective barristers. So I came in here. I have seen that here in the UK, you need to have contacts, you need to know where you are in order to succeed. So I started in a very humble position where I had to start from scratch basically. So I had to do caseworker related work. I had to do all kinds of things related with case management, and then I went on to do cases and garner experience. But what I learned from it is unless you have the right contacts, unless you have the right exposure, it can be a difficult journey. It can be very difficult. So, through
So,
this election,
so
yeah,
So if I use a little bit of symbolism here, so you came to the shore without a lighthouse, so
yeah,
you had to find your own way.
yes,
And what I'm gathering is that once you are successful in becoming a bar representative in the UK, you can be the lighthouse for the future
of
barristers and
course,
lawyers.
of course.
So what kind of opportunities or access would you be able to provide in terms of those young barristers that are looking for opportunities and establishing themselves in the UK?
Listen, first of all, not to throw bad light on the predecessors that have come on this position. Honestly, the last 3 years of this election, I have never seen any of the bar representatives coming up to prospective barristers, coming to foreign lawyers who want to practice in England and Wales, sharing their issues and problems, taking suggestions, views, taking them back to the inn, discussing. Because, at the end of the day, the inn is open to discussions and views coming from overseas barristers. Now, what I see is a huge gaping loophole in that position. This is the very reason why I want to run for this election this year. And of course, I also want to be probably one of the first women representatives, because there is a dearth of women in the legal profession who are there to represent us. So I want to be there, and I want to, how should I put, be a beacon for people who need information, because I never got any. I voted for many worthy members for this position, but they never came back to me, and they never discussed issues that affected me or issues that affected anybody I know. So through this position, I want to contact the inn on the prospective students' behalf if they have any issues. There should be more transparency when it comes to pupilages, because what happens is overseas barristers, they pay such hefty tuition fees and membership fees, and when they come here, they undergo the grind of the bar course. What they don't know is that is only the academic stage of the bar. Until or unless you have a pupillage, you can't practice in England and Wales as a barrister. So they've done away with the academic stage, but when it comes to the training stage, which is the pupillage stage, what they will find is, until or unless you have transparency coming in from the inn, you know a few people, you've got the right contacts, you've got a voice who can forward these concerns to the relevant inns, to the relevant chambers, you will be left nowhere, and you will become an international barrister because you will be going back to your worthy countries and practicing there. But as far as practicing in England and Wales is concerned, it's a huge question mark. So I want to help them with that, because I have seen there's a huge gap in that. So the industry, however, the industry here, the chambers, they want to get to know prospective barristers. So if I, for example, am there, I can represent them in a better way, maybe, to break the ice, to maybe guide the prospective barristers or foreign lawyers who want to practice here. So I want to do that. That is the very reason why I want to run for this position. Thank you.
Great, great. And so when you talk about helping future barristers getting pupilages, we understand that there is a whole process, and there are many steps within that process that can be very confusing and overwhelming. So you can help the future barristers from South Asian countries who are coming to the UK, or from internationally anywhere in the world, and if they
Yes.
have done their academic and if they have done their academic part that they are supposed to do with the university, then when it
Yeah.
comes to the practical part, you can not only help them but also uh, like guide them in the right direction and help them with the placement. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, this is what I'm saying. Also, as far as the international barristers going back to their respective countries, the attitude that is coming up, for example, in Pakistan, I've realized that they now require you to sit exams, further exams, to become practicing members of the local bars. Like for
Yes.
example, in Punjab bar, you need to sit an exam, etc., etc. I'm sure they're doing that in other countries, in Bangladesh, in India as well. I want to take up that issue with Lincoln's Inn and ask them why these barristers who have undergone the grind of the bar course, which is honestly one of the toughest courses that I've come across in my life, and I have colleagues who say the same, they vouch for it. So, why a barrister needs to give a further test to prove his mettle? I don't agree with that, honestly. So, I want to take up the issue of equivalency of degrees of vocational diplomas with the in as well. So it is, I think it's unfair to put them through a further grind of another test, another interview to hold them eligible enough to practice internationally in their respective countries. So that is one issue. Another issue I find is women representation in our respective Southeast
Yes.
Asian countries. I have found that though women are so they are so committed to working despite their other responsibilities, they're probably the best jugglers that you can come across. They're juggling family life, they're juggling work life, and it's pretty balanced. I mean, then what is stopping them from coming to the forefront? Honestly, on a personal level, I do think that women need more representation. I,
Yes.
as a female member, it is my duty now to provide that platform to upcoming young aspiring barristers or young aspiring solicitors, anybody who's related to the law, anybody who's academically related needs to have a platform. We need to push them forward. It's about time that women take center stage. They need to be in the spotlight now, right? So that
Yes.
is also one of my goals. I want to push women because I as a young woman, when I was doing the bar course, I felt that there is such a huge onus on the young girl to perform,
Yes.
because the family who's spending so much money on you, they want to see some results
Yes.
before pushing you into marriage or pushing you into familial responsibilities, which are a reality of life. I accept that. But there is such a huge pressure on a woman. So I want to be one of those who help them with dealing the pressure and also dealing the good blow to the pressure and coming up with results in real time, in good time. So I want to be there for them. So these
Yeah.
are my aspirations, and I hope that the listeners would agree with these concerns. I have practiced back in Pakistan as well. I have practiced here as well. So I have, I would say, an aerial view of how things work back home as well as here. So I want to relay that experience to other practitioners and prospective barristers. Thank you very much.
I think I'm very amazed and in a very good sense that you have that passion and that drive, and it kind of reminds me of Asma Jahangir, and I was thinking about RBG, Justice Ruth Ginsburg, and so I think in the law of fraternity there has always been women, very prominent women,
Very.
not only in Pakistan but internationally in the US and in other countries as well. And I totally agree that as a woman, there is a certain uh, onus on you to be a guide for and a mentor for future female barristers as well, and not just the male barristers. And then also, I totally agree that there are so many roles that women play, not only in the work, but at their house as well.
Yeah.
So, coming back to the pupillage opportunities, I was going through your manifesto, and you also talked about scholarship opportunities. And
Yes.
yeah, before you share more, so what I understand from your manifesto or from this discussion today, that the Lincoln's Inn is a place where they want discussions, they want to connect the honorable inn with local bars, with around different countries and different cities and different provinces, and then your role is going to be a role who will not only connect the honorable society with all these local bars, but also connect lawyers with chambers, because as I understand with globalization, a lot of chambers are looking for international lawyers who can represent in multiple countries. So thanks for sharing that. And if you want to comment a bit more on that, and then also talk about the scholarship opportunities.
Yes, of course, because um, I was honestly I voted for these worthy members over the years, and I never saw any advertisements being shared on the forums. I never saw them coming back to prospective barristers, rallying their support or anything, any kind of information. Because you see, the inn wants to dispense with education. Their prime focus is education, it's scholarships as well. They do these competitions. It's only if some member would, honestly, by luck, by stroke of luck, come across an opportunity that they would share it with other members of the inn. But I have not seen this trend of openly sharing information with prospective barristers, with students, with law students who are looking for opportunities or looking for options. They don't know where they have to go from there. I have come across so many students who are done with their LLB honors program. And the next question is, where do we go from here? And it's a huge question mark because there's no transparency. Because the inn basically thinks that they have made these bar representatives, and it is now the duty of the bar representative to get back to, the overseas barristers or the overseas aspiring barristers with a mind full of information. But unfortunately, that never comes to pass. So, as far as scholarships are concerned, there are so many competitions that are conducted in the inn. There are essays, there are moots, so much to do. Other than that, I also want to focus on if you are an international barrister and you want to do continuing professional development. Now, I have never seen anybody from the Bar Representative Committee representing overseas barristers coming back to their aspiring barristers or professional barristers in their country saying, okay, here are a few courses which you can do to update your prowess or your present knowledge. There's nothing to do.
Your
I mean,
qualifications.
they never focus on continuing professional development, which is a big thing back here in England and Wales. Every year, you're supposed to do a number of CPD hours to be updated and in vogue with all the changes in the law, with all the new techniques. Because you see, like in these coronavirus conditions, I'm sure not many countries overseas are doing any kind of CPD hours or any courses. Whereas here in the inn, they have done CPD hours to bring you in line with the new law, with the new technology, with how to conduct maybe online trials. So you see, I want to help overseas barristers who are practicing maybe in Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, China, or wherever on the globe to have these courses where they can, where they have a link with the inn, because we all love our respective Lincoln's Inn. We all want to have that deep connect with the inn, but at the same time using it to enhance your practical profile at the same time. Because what happens is, over years that you've been a barrister, maybe 20, 40 years, and you think, okay, fine, I'm a barrister, I have been stamped once, I don't need any updating, I don't need any courses. But what that does is eventually it affects your clients, because you are not aware of any updated information. All the information you do gather is on your own, maybe online or from other sources. So why not make it information which comes straight away from the inn, stamped from the inn? So that holds more influence, not just for you professionally, but also for your clients, because it has that stamp on it. So that is one of the goals. I also want to encourage LLB graduates who have done the LLB, even if they have done local LLB, there are so many courses that they can do. Like they can do diplomas here for a year, and then they can sit the bar course or the legal practice course. So there's so many opportunities. I really want students, foreign lawyers, and overseas barristers to have clarity and transparency, which is not coming forth at the moment. So hopefully, on 16th of October, people will vote for something which is new, of course. We are so set in our ways and we are so comfortable where we are. We don't like change. So hopefully they will vote differently this time. They will vote for change. Thank you.
I think the young lawyers, the new aspiring barristers, they are looking for change. They are looking for guidance, and I think
Yeah.
they'll be very relieved, and they will be very happy and excited to hear your plan and your vision. So let's say I want to share two hypothetical situations. If I'm a barrister and I have a recent no, I'm not a barrister. So let's say if I've done my LLB and I apply to one of the universities, and after that I vote for you. How will it change my life if I'm coming to the UK to study the academic part of being a barrister and then becoming a member of Lincoln's Inn and then maybe working in the UK or maybe coming back? So, what would you say to a young aspiring barrister who is starting his journey through BPTC?
So, for a young aspiring barrister who's done the degree, they've had the requisite grades, they're so happy, but they're pretty much clueless about what will happen to them. A wealth of information is, I would say, one of the most strongest weapons that you can equip yourself with, which I never had. All the information I had was okay, I'm going for the bar course, which is lovely. I had no idea where I was headed, to be honest. The only dream was to be a barrister. That's it. I had no idea what I was getting myself into, but I want to change that. So, for that young aspiring barrister, there's definitely, if I'm selected, going to be a wealth of information. There will be assistance from the inn. There will be assistance from their university of choice, depending on where they choose it. If they were to ask me for opinion, for example, if they like London, there are universities offering the bar course in London. If they like suburban life, or London life is too much for them, they can go up west in university. So you see, these are the kind of pieces of information which have to be tailor made according to a person's requirements. So I would definitely be there to assist them with these queries, and there is no bar to what kind of questions they ask me. I shouldn't be judgmental, honestly. I've been through this grind, so I know where they're coming from. And I don't want to be that unapproachable Mr. Barrister or Miss Barrister who's, locked up inside a thick glass wall and is unapproachable. I mean, what's the point if you can't share issues and problems and be there for somebody who needs it? And also, I would be there to assist them with options. If academically they're having trouble and they can't reach out to, for example, their tutor, so there are ways to guide them to get more friendly with the tutor. So the tutors here are very helpful in universities during the bar courses, during the solicitor courses. They're there to help them after university hours. They can also offer remote assistance. Other than that, back at the inn, if there is any kind of assistance you need, if there is monetary, financial help which needs to be offered to you, there are avenues for that as well. With the inn, with the universities, if you need some kind of help with installments or something. You all you need to do is get information and the proper channel, the proper contacts, and you can get your stuff sorted. Other than that, the big question for aspiring barristers is options. When they're done with the first half of their courses, there are optional subjects which they need to explore. I could provide them information with that. There are competitions held at Lincoln's Inn during the course, and they can have information regarding that. They need to meet the right people. If there are people at several chambers who are looking for aspiring pupils, I mean, the right contacts can change everything, and the right kind of exposure can change everything. And from there on, in their fight to get a pupillage, I should be there to assist them. Other than that, other than
Definitely.
that, if they want to go back to their respective countries, I should be there taking up this issue with the inn about equivalency. I don't want them to sit another further exam back there at their respective bars to show that they're eligible enough to practice, because then where does that take the degree? I mean, the vocational course, sorry. um, the vocational course has a value, and it should not be it should not be
Undermined.
diminished
Yeah.
by
Yes.
pushing them into further tests. So I want to take up that issue as well, and then I can help them with continuing professional development, be it here or back home. So these are the things. I can help them academically as well if they need any problem, if they have any problems, if they need any answers. So there is a world of assistance that can be provided through this position, which remains untapped at present. I don't know how many aspiring barristers have had these overseas reps coming up to them and saying, "Hi there, it's me. I'm going to help you with your problem today." I don't know. I've never seen that. I've never seen that. I
Yeah.
want to change that. Hopefully.
I think it's very true, and it's very amazing and it's very refreshing to hear your vision and your passion, and you have a very clear path and a clear plan for the aspiring barristers. Now let's switch gears, and now I'm not an aspiring barrister. I'm a currently practicing barrister in Pakistan, and I'm listening to your show, and I'm thinking about casting my vote. So, what would you say to a current barrister who is either in Pakistan, Bangladesh, or India, who is currently working? What kind of visibility or what kind of assistance can you provide as their bar representative in the Honorable Society of Lincoln?
Yeah, this is a very relevant question indeed. I do think about it all the time, because I went back once I did my bar course. I did go back for a bit, for a couple of years. I practiced back home, but there was not a system of testing or anything at the time. If you had done your bar course, it was good enough to show your eligibility to be able to practice at the lower courts as well as the high court. Now, for that aspiring barrister who is practicing back home, what I want to tell them is equivalency is a big issue. I hope that I take it up with the inn if I'm elected, and the issue of equivalency would basically eliminate the system of further testing. Okay, once we jump that hurdle, what lies ahead is years of the grind, because then I have seen big firms, the way they exploit talent. You're a barrister, but you need to learn the ropes. So on that basic reason, they put you through a lot. They put you through the grindstone. You have to go to courts and do menial tasks, which I obviously, in the name of learning, I don't mind. I wouldn't say that, but through the in representation, if you have continuing professional development, you can update your knowledge, and you can
Yes.
you can have more to offer these firms with time. You can talk to them and you can tell them, listen, I might be a young barrister who's just grown a pair of wings, but I do have the knowledge of how to fly, and I can fly. So let me take that leap of faith. So I want to help them with that leap of faith. And I want to take up this issue with the inns as well, as far as exploitation is concerned, because obviously the inn has this level of penetration regionally. Different countries, the respective bars functioning there, working there, they listen to the inns. As far as my knowledge goes. So I want to change that pattern of exploitation. I want these young aspiring barristers not to, undergo so much problem. And what happens is, what happens is when they undergo these problems, they become sadistic, sorry to say, and then this new patch of barrister that comes after them is also put through the same grind. I want to eliminate this pattern of exploitation, this pattern of negative behavior. You don't have to say this to the other new aspiring person, saying, listen, I have been through this, you also have to undergo this. What I should say is, listen, I have gone through this. I don't want you to go through this. I want you to have, I want you to have knowledge. I want you to have more focus, and I want you to basically overpower these problems with my knowledge, with my experience. I want to change that. So hopefully, if I'm voted for, that would change considerably. And obviously,
Inshallah.
I want them to have that link to the inn. I want them to be able to, have knowledge coming straight from the inn, information. There are so many competitions. There's so many occasions like Christmas dinners, and just to give you that aura again, that feel that you were at the inn once. I want them to have that experience again, and I also want them to be exemplary for upcoming graduates who want to do the bar. So hopefully that will come to pass. Thank you.
I think what I gather from from this talk, or how you're sharing your vision, you want to give them that grand experience uh, that is truly theirs if they're part of the honorable society, and you want to bring that grandeur and that grand vision. And with that, you also want to make sure that they also have visibility and guidance
Yes.
while they go through the whole process.
Yeah.
And I'm very amused and very excited to hear about your plan to break that vicious cycle of
Yes.
perpetuating your own misery on the coming barristers. We need to start doing that. We need to empower
Yeah.
people. We need to empower barristers. We need to empower students. And I think at Blackstone, this is what we stand for, and the whole Blackstone community will stand behind you in voting for you and in promoting your vision and your plan. So, are there any other issues that we might not have discussed and that are close to your heart and that makes you or that motivates you to run for this position?
There are many organizations who want to basically support students coming from overseas, and unfortunately, the membership of the committee has never tapped into um, uh, that opportunity. So I have seen during my time here as a student, during my time here as a practitioner, I have seen there are many organizations who want to support aspiring students. And I, through this membership, I want to get together with the people that I know, that local chambers, local community, who would somehow be able to support people coming from overseas, because there are many issues. If you're coming here, there are hefty tuition fees. and there are scholarships that need to be availed, but there is no forthcoming information. Also, they don't want to work on it, they don't want to work on these prospects, you know. I would love to tap into that opportunity for aspiring students, or maybe a female barrister, because I know it is very difficult from especially South Asian countries like Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, China, maybe. It is very difficult for women. There's only a handful of women who are pushed enough by their families, who are encouraged enough to come forth. I want to do something for them as well. I want to tell them, hey, listen, it's I know it's not all roses and tulips, but there is an end. There is a silver lining to this cloud. So not to worry, and there are these opportunities that I want to offer them. So hopefully through this membership, I will be able to gather that support from the chambers, the local practitioners that I know that want talent to come to through their doors. They really want that. I mean, why not? Everybody wants to change. Everybody wants to change for the better, be more developed in their outlook, and you never know. I mean, the next, like you said, Asma Jangir might be coming through the door. So, if they are provided with the opportunity at the time they need. So, I want to work on that as well. And there are many other ideas. The, the main focus of my vision is I want these aspiring barristers, these overseas barristers, these foreign lawyers who want to do the bar transfer test and they want to come here. I want them to share their views, their problems, their concerns. I should have this, this duty to go up to the inn, to go up to their universities and discuss these problems for them. I should be there for them. I mean, what's the use of being a representative and not providing that cover to these people who need it most? So that is a big part of my vision, a big part of my campaign, my manifesto. I want to provide real time assistance to everyone. I want to take this matter up with the IN. There's a lot that can be done in Pakistan, in Bangladesh, India, in perhaps Peru. I mean, there's a lot to be done for women. There is a lot to be done for equal opportunity. There's a lot to be done for the legal profession. We need change, basically. I find that there
Definitely.
is a lot that needs to be done, and I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to take the first step. But it's now up to you guys. If you want to work with me hand in hand, if you want change, if you want to work for progress together, for development, for women, for future lawyers, for the future legal profession. I mean, I have seen in Pakistan, for example, that is my reference point. I have seen there are many things that need to be changed. It's a beautiful country. I have worked there. The legal profession is so well respected, but still, there's always that room for improvement, which we need to focus on now. Women need opportunity, women need to come forth. We need more
Yes.
women judges. We need more legal professionals who are not just being exploited, who have so much talent. I mean, there is so much untapped talent back home. And I'm sure the same is the case with Bangladesh and India and other countries in China.
Definitely.
They need that
Definitely.
push. And I want
Yes.
to be there with all of them, to be there for development, for success. And that's my motto. I want to
Great.
be
Great.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. So one last question I would ask is, I was either the aspiring barrister or a current working barrister, and I hear you talk, and I feel the passion and the drive that you have, and the equality in the legal fraternity where women need to come forward and not just represent, but be role models and future role models as well. So, what should be the next step? What should I be doing when I hear your job? I'm a barrister, or I'm a member of the Lincolns, and I'm currently doing my BPTC, or I'm a student at Blackstone, and I'm studying the bar transfer course, and I've already become a member. So, what is the next step? What should I be doing, or how should I be casting my vote? If you can share a little bit of that, and yeah.
Yeah, so the next step would be if I have managed to convince you somehow and you believe in the vision that I have, and obviously without your support it will not come to power. Please get in touch with your in through email. Ask them to register your vote. Once you get that registration through, which only takes about a day, so please do it well in time. It's 16th of October, the ballot. So once you get that done, they will send you on the day of the election a link. You will follow that link and you will see my nomination there. So please vote for me. That's it.
Great, great. So I think we at Blackstone, what we can do is we can work with you and we can reach out to barristers within Pakistan, and we can help them register. So maybe we can come up with a plan where we can help them register for the upcoming election.
Sure,
So they
sure.
will be registered. So thank you so much for sharing your plan. It was
Thank you
it
so
was very
much.
refreshing, and it was very helpful. And I think being an institution, we also always find ways how we can empower our aspiring future barristers, and how we can help current barristers not only be in a community, but in a community that helps each other and promotes each other. So
Yes.
it was very nice to hear that from you, and I'm very honored, and I'm very thankful that you joined us today. So what I think the viewers will get a clear picture of your vision and your plan. And if there are any questions, you can leave your email on Facebook under this
Please.
video, and all the audience members or the barristers, they can reach out with any questions they might have.
Anytime I'm there, honestly, because this election sadly is turning out to be the stuff of nightmares. Because I believe that any election should be fought on the basis of merit and merit alone. If you have the vision, if you have the outlook that it takes to change things that already stand, I mean, then you should win.
Yes.
And you should not resort to tricks or things which are not respectable. So I believe that if you have a meritorious claim to this position, then you should go ahead with it. But if you think that this election or this position is something like we usually have in our respective countries, then it's no. I want to change that too. I want to change
Inshallah.
the pattern of elections and how to fight them. And you want to encourage prospective members of the committee. It should be open to anybody to
Yes.
stand in an election. You should not have like a chip on your shoulder. Oh God, you are not in a position to run for an election. I am more than you. This should not be the attitude. And I also want to change that. So hopefully, thank you so
Inshallah, I
much for
think
having me, Irfan
no
Saab. You've been
problem.
so
I
kind.
want to say one thing. I think the better person will prevail. And knowing about your experience, you are a very senior barrister. You are a qualified barrister. You are in the UK. You can have an impact. You have a plan. You have a vision. And I think, and you understand the issues and the gaps that exist, and you have
Yeah.
shared them very graciously, and you are very passionate. So I have no doubt. I have faith in how the in how I have faith that if there is a need, that need will be fulfilled. So,
Exactly.
and I think you are pointing to the need, and I think you're the very right person to fulfill that need. And best of luck,
Thank you.
and hope to see you win and do amazing
Hopefully.
things for our barrister community.
Thank you
Thank you
so
very
much.
much.
Thank you so much, Irfan Sab, and I would like to thank all the viewers for providing me with the platform to talk and share my views. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you.